Hey guys, how's it going? Max here again today with another Smite gameplay / video, and this character is a whole lot different than anything you've seen yet. Their name is Hell, and I am about to get into their kit. Before we get into their kit, this needs to be known, they are a stance switcher. This means that they don't have an ultimate, this one doesn't, and every single ability has two uses. So she has two stances, light stance and dark stance, on her passive. Gradually, you'll see it here in a moment. While in dark stance, she'll get 20% damage, while in light stance, she'll get 20% healing. So you are a healer and damage dealer. So you'll slowly see the bar become light, and then I'll transform using triangle, and then slowly you'll see the bar become dark, giving me the difference of powers. Next is her first ability. It is a line attack. Numbers are on screen as always if you are interested. So how it works is while you're in dark stance, you shoot out an orb, and it damages your enemies, kind of blows up. You can hit your allies with your healing one, or enemies. You just don't get the bonus heal. So that's the burst heal that you'll see whenever you use it. It is on a relatively low cooldown, and that's the dark version. So every ability, as I've said, has two uses based on whenever you swap. Next is her X, her second ability. One, it does a CC immunity in light stance. It prevents your team from being crowd controlled, which is basically the effect of beads on a shorter cooldown. And then on the dark stance, it does a debuff and a slow to the enemy. Next is the third ability, or her circle, which is a heal in the light stance, a heal over time, that will proc my items. If you are curious about build, it will be in the jungle practice and in the video, and it does a massive burst of damage inside of the dark stance. So it is a circle, and it absolutely is one of her most damaging abilities. Next is the ultimate. Well, the ultimate is her stance swap ability. Some characters, it's not the ultimate. There is a guy named Tyr, which is a warrior. It's his circle. But for Hell, she doesn't have an ultimate. So this is kind of your combo. You're going to use all your abilities in your dark stance, heal up your team, and then continue blowing up the enemy. You are going to be very mana heavy. Keep that in mind. So early game, you definitely need to get mana problems sorted. That's why I started out with Sands of Time, because it does regen your mana. Even with all those items, you will burn through your mana from how fast you swap through abilities. But yeah, it is fantastic. We do really well in this game. Sorry this video is a bit longer, but me playing this healer character means we do lack a little bit more damage, and I'm not playing as hard of a carry as I could, but I really like this character. I said Naja's my favorite character. Hell is definitely a close second, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's just so cool to see how the ability works. Sadly, we do lose the buff. Not really sure how. Thought I bursted it down properly. I'm telling the team, hey, I gotta get blue buff. Because even with blue buff, 2 mana potions, and the chalice, definitely still gonna struggle with mana problems from how heavy of a consumption you have with mana. That's showing off a little bit of the early game heal. I'm not gonna build too much damage in this game. You can completely build Hell pure damage, but I am focused more on the support aspect. So our team doesn't have, 2 tanks, but it has 2 supports. It has 1 tank that is a support, and then 1 mage that is pure support based. So one of the first items I'll build, aside from cooldown boots, because you do want your cooldowns up as soon as possible, you will notice that I will build an item called Lotus Crown. Lotus Crown is a super cool item. How it works is whenever you heal your allies, you and your allies get like a 3-second burst or duration of magical protection. I didn't realize you can't shoot through the wall. You can shoot your heal through the wall. You can't shoot your dark stance attack through the wall. So if you are curious, that is a pretty cool thing. If you're trying to support your team, if you're interested in the character, you can shoot your heal through the wall and heal your team up. It is kind of hard to hit the healing skill shot. Not the easiest in the world, I can assure you of that. But Lotus Crown, back to that. Whenever you use your light stance heal, it will proc it 3 different times, constantly refreshing the protections on your team, and definitely keeps you and your team a lot better protected than the enemy. Even if they build anti-heal, I'm going to build healing, I guess, increase is the best way to put it. I'm going to increase my healing just in case they build reduction. The way Smite works with healing, you can build 50% reduction. So I lose 50% of my healing. But if I build, I don't know, let's say Rod of Acephalus, and I don't know the exact numbers, I'm just getting into the healing thing, and it gives me 40% healing. I only lose 10%. It does just use like the basic math of everything adding and subtracting at once. So cool thing is, if we can give Xbalanque as many kills as possible, definitely what we want to do. Xbalanque has a really neat passive. How it works is per kill he gets penetration up to 6 stacks. It's either penetration or power, but just for getting kills you're getting better damage, which in turn gives you more kills. So it is pretty cool. Warning, if you do play Hell, it is not easy to juggle your team as often as you would like to. Finding times to back is also really difficult with this character, because you're like, I want to stay in the fray, and I want to help my team out, and I want to make sure that I'm there to support them and keep them alive. If you can, light stance heal out of base, because it does give you that speed boost increase, and as far as you're concerned, healing wise, your circle is better for the whole team. But if you're going for lane clear and burst heal, square is definitely the place you want to go. So I'm gonna go back to the mana buff because I always need it. Gev is really nice. He's a team player, man. Always. First off, he's playing tank, so hats off to him for that. Second off, he's giving me my blue buff on cooldown. I mean, what more can I ask for? He's playing the support just like I need. His shields are pretty useful. If you do want me to play Ged sometime, or even more Hell, or revisit a character I've already covered, absolutely let me know. I would love to show you it. Sadly, we don't get the CC immunity I was hoping for. Ares does have a pretty cool ability to just pull us all in, but honestly, it doesn't really help their team out that much. Hell kind of hard counters Ares in the fact that her X, the CC immunity thing, completely prevents, oh, that was a misplay on my part. I did try and clean it up. He barely does get away. I am getting hit by the Rama. I was trying to heal him, but I didn't mean to push the X. This is my 3rd game of Hell. Hell is kind of easy to pick up on, not too hard, but, you know, definitely not easy either. Trying to juggle between healing and damaging. It is fun though. I absolutely love every second of it, and, honestly, can't wait to play more. Hell is just, I don't know, man. I'm starting to want to rank her up to rank 10. I did accidentally almost leave base and not upgrade the Lotus Crown. Definitely buy that first item, giving your team more protections. That's what the bubble looks like. So every 5 seconds, me and my team just get guaranteed protections for 30 seconds. So we are going to heal up the Geb. I do kind of body block him. I do dissuade the Ares by kind of bursting him down. He does laugh at me. It's fine. Our team will get him back. So I am healing him, even though it's not really necessary, so to say. And the reason is that I want that player healing to be higher at the end, man. That's what I want. I want that to be a gigantic number. Sadly, pretty sure we lost the red buff to a basic attacking Ares. Not really sure how we managed to do that. You know, one of the Guardians that has the worst clear in the game. And, you know, Hell, who has one of the highest burst damage for a healer in the game. Hell is actually one of the only group healers. You do have Aphrodite, but Hell, I would say, is more viable. Aphrodite is more single target healing, whereas Hell heals up the entire team and gives protections. You can actually play her in Conquest. You wouldn't be getting the blue buff. I was trying to play her out in Clash, see how it goes, and I was really pleased with the results. So pretty cool thing. Oh man, I don't want him to die. Thankfully, he does get out, but pretty cool thing I'm gonna try and do is prevent the Nox from silencing anybody. So Nox has the ability to silence people, and the way that you can prevent Nox from silencing somebody is by beadsing her trouble puddle, as people call it. And I accidentally hit the soul with the healing stance. Didn't mean to. Kind of just like a little haha oopsies. Oopsie doopsie kind of thing, but you can actually kill people with it. It does a good bit of damage. It doesn't lifesteal, sadly. I wish it did, but it definitely is great for a boost of heal. If you can get that on the enemy players, definitely go for it. So thankfully the team is noticing how effective my heals are. Heals ours? Yeah, that's great grammar. I am fantastic at what I do. But it's very nice to know that you get the blue buff for being a good healer. I mean, a lot of people decide, oh, I deserve the blue buff because I want the cooldown. Cooldown is great and all, but ooh, Loki. I was not expecting that ult. That's why you see me aim ahead, because I was predicting him to go before. I really do love this little part. This shows how viable Hell is. What's that? We're tanking a tower at level, you know, what, 14? I mean, we don't even have our second relic yet. We're 2 items deep. It just goes to show you how great healing truthfully is. You can just tank up towers and the enemy team. There's nothing they can do. And the burst heal is so good, I can just sit here and tank it, especially with a Geb shield. So if you can get a Geb and a Hell all on the same team, your team's not going to die for a whole long time. And all the while, from the AoE protections you're going to get from your Geb player normally, you can get all of those from the Lotus Crown as well. So it's just stacking protections, all at the expense of a 5-second cooldown that heals your team constantly in burst. So with the tower going down, we do get enough gold to just flat out buy the Rod of Asclepius. How this item works is the more healing, or your teammates receive like more healing, just a flat percentage. I don't know really what the soul is doing here. I'm pretty sure they're just kind of giving up at this point. We blow her up. She was thinking the tower, probably thought, I'll just die to the tower, it doesn't matter. So Shablanke is going kind of ham in this game. This is how he dodged it, dude. I was trying to heal him up, but I didn't realize he was dodging the Rama snipes. That shows just massive burst healing. I'm like, yeah, I'm jumping up and down. We're happy. We're supporting the team, man. It's exactly what we're in for. Already, he goes from red health to completely full, and if he would have dodged it, it would have been even faster. And it was all at the cooldown of 10-15 seconds, and in that amount of time, it changes the game massively for the team. So I am trying to prevent them from taking too much damage. I didn't prevent the pull from the Ares. It was a little bit rough. I wanted to. I couldn't. I didn't get away with it. But we do soak up the hit from the Nox, preventing her from blowing up anyone on our team. I do try and go in for the light stance heal. Kind of missed. It'll be fine completely. Sadly, Zeus does get blown up. Ooh! I don't actually know if that's how it works. I believe your square is only single target. But if your teammates group up, maybe it's multi-target. Because if that's possible, if you get in like a multi-stack group, you can definitely burst heal your team to full completely, and that could be massively game changing. I thought the blue buff was up and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get a blue buff. No, you're not. Not today. So you do want to build cooldown on Hell. That's why I'm probably gonna end up like, I'm looking at items to buy and I'm like, what do I buy? But I do eventually decide on buying Chronos Pendant. I was thinking there was another item that increases your healing, but those are items for self-healing, not so much team healing, so that's why I don't really get anything. You can get countered by anti-heal. That's Shablanke just going off. I was thinking, what do I need? I thought about getting some penetration, but I was like, hey, cooldown. So your light stance will affect your teammates. I'm gonna give the Loki 25% speed. So you may be curious, do you need to put anything in your ult? Does it matter? Does it change anything to level it up, since it's not really a damaging ability? The answer is yes. Astoundingly, if you can, like, spare it, put any points that you're going to put in your axe at the beginning levels into your ult, because your ult gives you increases like increased NP5, which, you know, that means you gain more mana. I thought that was funny. She blinked. I think that's hilarious. Me and the Gab just start laughing. But it increases your NP5, and it also increases your, I guess, penetration and your dark stance, which can completely change a fight if, you know, you have increased stats. And how Smite works, I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. My numbers are bigger than yours, so therefore I win. If someone's up, look, I see it. This is where I see it. There's a blue buff across the map, and I'm like, where do I go? I gotta go. I start speed racing off, dude. I hit the knots, and we're going. I'm like, man, I gotta get my speed buff. It's not a speed buff, it's a blue buff, but it might as well be speed for me, man. Sadly, I do think, oh no, Shablanke lives and takes that burst heal. I thought that was pretty neat. I hit him through his dash with the heal. That's kind of difficult to do, to time that. Not the easiest skill shot. It's kind of a delayed hit, but if you can do it, you definitely get rewarded for it. Just trying to raise that in-game healing. This is where Gab's kind of being a troll. He's just tanking up the Phoenix, you know, just an in-game objective at 15 minutes. I think it's 15 minutes. The clock is so small, dude. Whenever I do post commentary, if I could get a screenshot of it, I would. It's this small, tiny little box that I get to see the gameplay on. And so it makes it a little bit harder to see what time it is, how many kills I've got, stuff like that. Not that it matters. That's why I like being post-commentary. So if I, you know, make any obvious mistakes or completely botch a sentence, it's not just stuck in the video. Like, if you saw the ranked gameplay from Bologna, completely hated the live commentary. Those guys were dropping in-bombs like no tomorrow, and I just was not ready to have that in a video. So, it's kind of why I did post-commentary there. But, ooh, I missed. But I thought it was, like, you know, interesting. So, poor Nox, man. She's gone. I believe we are gonna die sometime in this game. I don't remember. If we do, we do. It's not the biggest deal in the world. All that matters to me is we get a bunch of wins. We are kind of low here. Doesn't matter, man. Geb is rolling out. Pretty cool little tidbit of information. I may have mentioned it in a video already, but I do know whenever Season 5 happens, there is a big change coming to Smite. Apparently they're doing a complete overhaul to how Conquest works, math-wise at least. And with that coming, that means there's going to be new jungle, new objective sizes, all kinds of goodies. And it kind of makes the game a whole lot different. And if you're interested in seeing that whenever it happens, don't know when it will be, but when it does happen, if you are interested, let me know, because I'll definitely cover it, since hopefully I'll still be playing the game then. And absolutely, I enjoy Conquest and would enjoy playing it more on the channel. So we are kind of trolling here. We are gonna die soon. It is kind of my fault. Let's walk out of that trouble puddle really fast. Cool bit of information: you cannot heal through Aegis. You can't. So if a teammate has an Aegis, don't try and heal him, because you're just gonna be wasting mana and wasting abilities that could be very beneficial. So this isn't where we die, but we do get pretty close to it. So that's the ability to use self-heal on Hell. Using your square on a teammate will self-heal you, but you can't use it on an enemy to get healed. Sadly, we don't get the clip on the rollout. We are getting ulted by the Loki. There's no real chance of us getting out because he does stun us. Even if, you know, we pop beads to prevent the stun and then heal off the Zeus, he probably would have killed us anyways, because that's just how Loki works, man. So we are trying to build the last bit of protection we need before we sell off our Sands of Time. If I can suggest anything to you, if you don't feel comfortable enough to buy that extra damage item, to go a little bit more ahead and buy that little bit of cooldown from the Spear of Desolation, definitely go build tankier, buy Spirit Robe. We were just ahead enough that I felt confident in our ability for me just to buy Spear of Desolation, get the power, get the pen. That way my damage stays relevant, not relevant, God bless, dude. But your healing scales off your damage, in a sense, but you can't just build full damage and do well. You definitely should build Lotus Crown and Rod of Acephalus, because one, they give protections, they give power, which does increase your healing, and the passives definitely scale well with your healing from the Rod of Acephalus, which increases all of your healing dealt to teammates and to yourself, and as well that Lotus Crown gives you the protections on a dot-based ability that reapplies them over the next 3 seconds, definitely preventing your team from dying as much as they normally would, and all forms of objective damage is physical damage. So if you build a lot of physical protection and then get even more physical protection from your Hell, who's already going to be doing a whole lot of healing for you, they're going to take literally no damage from objectives, on top of a Geb shield giving you a massive boost in health. Geb is going to roll out. I thought our Loki was going to die here. Somehow the other Loki doesn't notice him. I thought I was in the other stance. Sadly, we weren't. I do catch him with the edge of the slow. Sadly, though, while in the stance, or the invisibility of Loki, you cannot get slowed. If you notice something, Gab's shield did go on Loki. This is a point that I want to make really fast. While at, well, close to full health, say you're missing like 50% of your health. If you get a shield, say from Gab, you can't get healed to full health until the shield goes away. For whatever reason, that shield takes hold of where your health was. However, if you are at full health, you can get a shield over your health. We're gonna do a whole ton of damage to that poor soul, and then we're gonna get a little cheeky kill here in a moment with our light stance. Don't know what they were trying to do. They felt a little bit lit. Tried to go in with no health. I think they kind of gave up. We're going to walk out of the trouble puddle. I'm going to give some CC immunity to the Geb. Try our best to prevent him from taking too much damage. We are going to miss this little bit of a light ball. I was expecting him to go to the right, but our Geb is feeling himself. He wants that damage. Sadly, we are going to lose Zeus. Kind of didn't really have a chance to save him. Maybe if no, there really wasn't anything we could do. If he hadn't have had his back to the Loki, maybe. We are going to tank this Phoenix up with basically 0 to no defense items. Try and keep healing up our team. Shablanque just going to blow someone up in the fountain casually, you know, like every ADC does. Fair and balanced, let me tell you. So we are going to go attack the Titan now. It won't stand for much longer. We do get the Geb shield. And there goes the Titan. He falls, and the game is ours. So we are going to wait for that victory to pop up on the screen, letting us know and letting us assure ourselves that we win. So I am going to do a little bit of an outro here. If you are curious about stats, build, whatever you want, it will be on the screen as always. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button. It definitely shows this videos to others, as YouTube's recommendation system is based on the interaction with the video. If you're new, consider subscribing because it does grow the channel and makes this daily content a lot more enjoyable for me to make, knowing you guys are enjoying it. Always feel free to drop a comment on the VOD. I will reply as soon as possible. Let me know what you want to see and what I can do better for your enjoyment. For now though, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!